Today I fucked up by unknowingly driving with a suspended license. This happened about 3 weeks ago, so a little bit of background is required. It was 2 AM and I couldn't sleep, so I decided to go on one of my infamous late night drives. I just filled my tank, so I could drive around a little longer than usual. I start driving and made it about 7.5 to 8 miles from my dorm. I'm at university. Come up on a stoplight and it's currently yellow, so I pick up a little bit of speed to go through the light. It turns red the second I pass into the intersection, and flashing lights follow behind me seconds later. I pull over immediately and the cop walks up to me asking for my license and registration. Without hesitation, I give it to him and await my ticket. Lengthy amount of time passes, but I didn't think anything of it. I didn't do anything wrong except pass through a red light. He comes back up to my window and says, sir, your license has been suspended for 8 months and your tags expired 2 days ago." I instantly panic. I start stuttering really bad, just saying, "Wow, what?" I had absolutely no idea. How the hell did this happen? Blah blah blah. Turns out, my license suspended due to the new insurance policy my dad purchased for me. We live in separate states, so he has to purchase a certain policy that can cover in multiple states. Turns out, he forgot that little detail and got the wrong insurance. The guy was really chill and actually gave me a warning for the red lights and the expired tags, but still gave me a ticket for the suspended license. He, in turn, had to remove my plate from my car and take my license. At first, I was very relieved because, well, I didn't get arrested, but then it hit me. How the fuck do I get home? I had to call AAA to tow my car for me. Only problem with that was, they couldn't tow it to my dorm since it didn't have a plate anymore. It's against AAA policy, go figure. They had to take it to a tow company and impound it. As AAA arrives and begins towing my car, I ask if they can take me home and they say they can't due to COVID-19 protocols, leaving me on the side of the road 7 miles from my dorm. I then decided to download Uber to get a ride when I realized I left my wallet in my center console, leaving me to walk all the way home. Call me Lemony Snicket, because I just created myself a series of unfortunate events. Too long didn't read, I got pulled over for running a red light and it turns out I had a suspended license. He then seized my tags, towed my car, and left me to walk 7 miles back to my dorm. Lucky the officer was nice. These things happen, but try to drive more carefully, I suppose, and double check your insurance in the future. That's the only 2 takeaways, I believe. Trust me, I've been a lot more cautious since. Everything is up to date now and I'm checking up with my insurance through my dad every so often. It's just difficult sometimes when someone else in another state is paying for it. The red light was just a blip of stupidity. Not saying it'll never happen again, but I'm going to do whatever I can to be as safe as humanly possible. I'm confused. How does insurance have anything to do with the validity of your license? In some states, it's illegal to drive without insurance. If you are without insurance for a certain amount of time, your license can then become suspended. I did that before. I got a ticket while driving through Tennessee, on my way to California. I paid the ticket through the mail, but about a year later I got a notice saying my license was suspended for failure to pay the ticket. I spent a week on the phone with the Tennessee DMV, but they kept saying they had no record of me paying the ticket. Turns out my file, this was before everything was digitized, had fallen into the back of the filing cabinet. So they didn't even have a record of the ticket anymore, but they still somehow got my license suspended. Bunch of maroons. Most college kids aren't required to register their car in the state they attend school. Would probably be easier to just register it at your parents' address. All because you wanted to use Y0 20% off one item coupon at CVS at an unreasonable hour. Time is relative? Fun. Today I fucked up when telling my mill that I am pro-choice. My mother-in-law is virulently Roman Catholic. I was raised Protestant but no longer practice anything. I am agnostic. I have been doing a good job of avoiding serious religious discussions until now, but I have a feeling she may have caught on a while ago that I'm not religious, though compared to her even the Pope is not religious. Today she started a conversation about the governor of our state, and how she likes him except for his stance on abortion. Oh boy. One thing I've been working on is standing up for my beliefs instead of staying silent to placate people. I know how she feels, and I wanted to be respectful, but I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I explained my reasons for being pro-choice but she kept pushing back, which is her right. Main today I fucked up here is that now she knows I'm pro-choice. Ah, well. My husband should get an interesting call or text when she gets home. TL, doctor, told my extremely Catholic mother-in-law that I am pro-choice. Well, in my opinion, you both explained your reasons, and it doesn't seem like you're butting heads over it. To each their own. Hopefully your husband isn't a total mommy's boy and this won't be an issue. He can be, but in this he isn't. I may have thrown him under the bus when she asked me if I would have had an abortion if one of my children was seriously ill, and I said yes, and she asked if my husband would support me and I also said yes, but that obviously we would discuss it as a couple. Doesn't sound like too much of a fuck up. Who cares if you have different opinions, you're both adults. Hopefully everyone can be mature and respectful in the situation. Anti-choice people believe women deserve fewer rights to body autonomy than the literal corpse. So honestly, as a woman I would never feel bad for offending one. It's repulsive that it's an acceptable political view at all. Welcome to the world of mother-in-laws. How tough is this compared to World of Tanks or World of Battleships? I played World of Grammar Nazis and World of Mothers-in-Law was a mini-game in there. Today I fucked up by exposing my very embarrassing illness to a friend. First of all, a bit of context. I, 25F, have a few health problems that are not that severe but are very embarrassing in society. Specifically, among my symptoms, I have uncontrollable spasms in my bladder. In spite of the regular medical follow-up/treatments, my urinary symptoms are very heavy at the moment to the point that I have sudden losses of control almost every day, so, even though I hate it, I must wear diapers to live normally. Of course I try to hide it at all costs. This morning, I went for brunch in a park with a friend. Everything is going well, we are eating delicious bagels sitting in the grass, but suddenly I see that she looks very embarrassed and she says, /say, I'm sorry to tell you this but we can see. Looking towards my hip. That's when I realized that I had forgotten to tuck my shirt into my jeans, as I always do, and that the top of my protection was completely visible on one side of my lower back. At this moment, I just wanted to disappear. And I was forced to have a serious discussion with her, explain my incontinence issues etc. Too long didn't read. The fact that I have to wear diapers was revealed to a friend because I'm dumb. I am dying of shame. I can understand why you were embarrassed, but I'm sure it also might be a bit of a relief to share your medical issues with a friend in the long run. Trusting my friends with my health issues has always been positive overall because they can understand what I'm going through more than if I kept everything hidden. Bladder issues suck. I don't have incontinence but sometimes I can't fully empty my bladder which makes me spend like 20 minutes trying to pee and there are really bad days where I have to go every hour. Please don't feel embarrassed, it's not our fault, we have things beyond our control. If your friend gives you shit, they aren't your friend. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Smile. I understand why you might feel a bit embarrassed but you definitely shouldn't feel ashamed of having a medical condition that's out of your control. I hope your friends were nice about it. If they made you feel bad, they're not real friends. I'm incontinent too and I'm just here to tell you that I'm proud of you for sharing such sensitive information with someone.